Hey guys, it's National Preparedness Month and I want to talk to you about cutting tools. More specifically, the type of tools that you would utilize that don't necessarily need fuel or electricity, but they require manual power. And I have a few examples on the table here in front of me. Since we're a medical company, let's just go ahead and start with the good old-fashioned trauma shears. These are incredible for exactly what their intended purpose is, and that is to expose wounds. So when you need to expose a wound, cut up a pair of jeans, or ripstop camo, or any type of cloth, these are going to be phenomenal in that situation. Or if you want to do arts and crafts with the kids, that'll work too. Next, what we have here is just a 3-inch blade, fixed blade tops knife. And I've carried this knife for years as my personal EDC, and it's done everything from help me make feather sticks to start a fire to opening your letter from the mail, right? So there's myriads of uses that you can get out of a small blade like this, but at the same time, since we're on the subject of knives, you need to have something that you can go to in order to sharpen it. Because food for thought, a dull blade is going to be more dangerous and cause more troubles for you in the long run than a sharp blade. So when you're going with a knife, a cutting tool in this fashion, make sure you have a sharpening tool. Next, what we have here is a multi-tool. I absolutely love multi-tool. This one here is the Leatherman Surge. It's phenomenal. It does exactly what you need it to do. It's got scissors, it's got straight edge blade that's incredibly sharp, a serrated blade, and of course, you know, to go along with all of the other cool tools it's got on it, it's even got a little tree saw here. You know, you can utilize that to cut, you know, maybe little branches if you're out in the wilderness or what have you. With that said, while we're on the subject of little tree saws, this is going to be great, but I am an advocate of utilizing tools for the job, right? So what we want to do is define the job that we're trying to do and then tailor the tool to that job. So if I'm going to try and cut down some branches or trees or anything like that, especially if I'm out in the wilderness, this is not necessarily ideal, at which point you might consider going up to something like this here, which is what I have here. This is a hunting made easy limb saw, and I normally carry this in my hunting pack whenever I go out into the backcountry to go hunt whitetail, mule deer, or even elk, right? So this is going to shine very well in its intended use, and that's going to be cutting down, you know, sawing limbs out of your way, cutting down small trees, or anything of the sort. And it could even be beneficial within the philosophy of use, such as bushcrafting. Next, we have a little bit more of a larger straight edge knife. This is a Gerber Strong Arm. It's got a 4.5-inch blade, 5/8, it's somewhere in the realm of about 5 millimeter thick Tang, but it's solid, it's strong. And when you're looking for the construction of a knife, looking into the construction of a knife, you want to find something that is what is called full Tang, meaning the length, the blade itself, the blade actually runs all the way through the handle. So I have this metal tip here, and this is actually one piece through and through. That is called full Tang. You can see that illustrated here with my smaller tops blade, where the grip pieces are attached via these grommets, and that blade goes all the way through. And what that does is it allows you strength. That means that the likelihood of your blade breaking whenever you're doing some drawing or bending, it's not going to break on you. Also, I like this type of blade within the use of preparing something like firewood. what you could do is you could take a block of wood and baton it and break that wood down so that you can then take smaller chunks of wood and create feather sticks. And the last cutting tool I have up here is bolt cutters. Now, in a grid town situation, world without rule of law, whatever you want to call it, bolt cutters are going to be incredibly beneficial within the idea that if you ever need to cut a lock, cut a hole in a chain link fence, this is going to be way less cumbersome than utilizing something like your needle nose and wire cutters here on the Multitool. So there you have it. These are some of my favorite cutting tools that you would want to have in, or at least I would want to have in a grid down situation. If this helped you, give us a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions, put it in the comments below. Thanks. Shalom.